let's get on in. Let's shuffle up the cards, and ooh, this looks like a spicy one. Might not be. Oh, I always forget. We're going to need to give someone the declarership. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the more distributional we get, the less interesting hands can be. Oop. So, I'm so terrible at this. East also needs to declare a contract, don't they? So we'll just see. If this deal is not that interesting, then I guess I'm going to do a second one. But in a club contract, how are East-West going to do? I mean, maybe we could think about this from the North-South perspective. With South on lead, they can definitely pull 2 rounds of trumps and then start on the heart suit. And it looks like from there, Declare is going to be able to well, I guess it's not so obvious. Because, for example, like this is what I'm kind of looking at. So Queen of Clubs covered. And I mean, I guess North doesn't have to pull another round of trumps yet. Is that right? If they like lead a heart, does something bad happen to North South? I mean, West has 2 natural trump tricks, so I don't believe the answer to that question is yes. So, like, suppose they lead a heart. East can duck, the 10 of hearts wins. I mean, I think the difficulty for Declare is actually the entry situation, or not Declare, North is the entry situation. So Declare, not Declare, North pulls another trump and then leads another heart. And around to the jack. How do we get back to the North hand? I mean, I guess we duck a spade to begin. West switches to diamonds, which I suppose we can duck. Diamond around to the ace. Yeah, it seems like the King of Hearts is not going to score in this scenario because Declare will lead a spade, West can discard, East wins, and now East forces the North hand in spades, forcing out one of those trumps. And then when a heart comes through, oh, but the 6 of clubs scores in this scenario. Yeah, because East can force Declare again in spades, but Declare actually scores a club. So this would be 7, not Declare, North. So this would be 7 tricks for North-South if they defended that way. And on the surface, it looks like they have 3 club tricks because East-West have 2 natural club tricks. 3 hearts and a diamond, which would also be 7. So I think it's starting to sound like 7 tricks is the most likely for North-South. Now, yeah, and I mean, it's just really hard to imagine North-South ever getting 1 extra trick on top of that. Because if they do take 3 heart tricks, then they aren't going to be able to score all of these spade ruffs in North's hand. West will eventually be able to ruff in on one of the hearts, for example, and then pull trumps. So, yeah, it's starting to look like North-South makes 7 tricks in a club contract. So East-West are going to go down 1. Did we get it correct? We did. Obviously, a heart lead would be bad from North-South's perspective, giving away the tempo immediately. Although it might not be so obvious as to why. Like, is it the case that East has to unblock the spades immediately? No, apparently anything's good. From their side, they can even just knock out the diamond ace. So, or even just cash the ace of spades would be good enough. Kind of surprisingly. But okay. So one club, not too interesting of a contract. One diamond, probably not too interesting. We'll take a look though. And we might end up doing a second hand after this. So, I mean, two clubs off the top, definitely. North-South can end up taking. There is no third round of clubs promoting a trump trick or anything because East has like the 3 of diamonds, for example. Club losers can get discarded on the ace-king of spades. So this is looking like there's only 3 tricks for North-South here. Club lead, take 2 clubs in the diamond ace. There don't really seem to be enough entries to make more tricks if North-South don't get their clubs immediately. Like, I don't even know if a heart lead would give away a trick here as South, because you can't really unblock the spade queen, pull trumps, and get to East's hand, then ditch 3 clubs on the ace king ace in the majors. So yeah, kind of as expected, 10 tricks no matter what the lead is for South on this one. Not too difficult when the opponents have a long trump suit. Let's look at hearts. This might be a much more interesting contract to explore. Again, maybe we'll focus on North-South, even though they aren't the declaring side, because they happen to have more trumps. So what can North-South do? Like, what's the most effective plan for them? Is it to cross in clubs and start pulling trumps? Is it to try and get a bunch of spade ruffs in North's hand? I guess let's think about both plans. So if we try and cross in clubs to pull trumps, what does that look like? Let's say opening club lead to the jack, or maybe queen of clubs, king, ace, one of those two. To lead a heart, East will duck, we can win the 10. And now that West's heart has been stripped, maybe now is a good time to give up a spade trick and try and ruff a couple spades in North's hand, if possible. I mean, East doesn't have very many entries, right? So if we did go like queen of clubs, king, ace, and lead a spade, and lead a heart, I mean, sure, East could play like ace and a heart to try and pull some of our trumps and prevent some sort of cross ruff. Maybe that is best defense. But if they duck and then they don't overtake their partner's queen of spades, East is never getting in again. Because we can prevent East from winning a diamond trick as declarer here. Just if they play the queen, then we take it with the ace. And if they don't play the queen, then we duck on the first round of the suit. Did I say declare again? As South. So, I mean, it might be the case that East needs to take this and then go ace of hearts heart, but then we can actually set up the jack of spades leading towards the jack. So I think this hand is going to be relatively complicated to analyze. Anyway, that was just a preliminary idea I saw, and now I want to actually take a look at what might be best, but we'll skip back to the beginning so that we can practice visualization. So queen of clubs covered by the king, ace, heart. I mean, how bad is it for East if they just start pulling trumps? They go ace of hearts, heart. Declare wins the 10, ducks a spade. Does East overtake? I'm gonna say no. Oh, East will get in on the second round of spades, I guess, right? Yeah, so maybe my whole thought process of East needing to overtake the Queen of Spades was silly in the first place. So West wins the Queen of Spades. Let's say they lead the Jack of Diamonds, which gets ducked. Then they continue a club. So Declare wins the Jack, leads a spade. East hops up with the king, plays another heart. Declare hooks the Jack. They ruff a spade. So Declare could cross to the Diamond Ace, pulling East last Diamond, pull East last Trump with the Heart King, but then they're down to the Jack 8 of Spades, and East will have the Ace 10 or King 10 remaining. So Declare would get end played into leading into East. So how many tricks did Declare end up taking? They got 2 clubs, they got a diamond, they got 3 hearts in South hand, and they got a spade ruff in North's hand, which sounds like 7 tricks on the club lead. What if instead of doing that, though, Declare ends up leading a spade at trick 1, trying to set up spade ruffs before touching the trump suit and allowing East to pull 3 rounds of trumps, which is what happened on the other line. Because an interesting thing could happen if East plays the 3rd round of spades and West ruffs with the 9. Declare can actually pitch a diamond and then get a diamond ruff. Not Declare, North. North can pitch a diamond and get a diamond ruff. So if South ends up leading a spade, let's say West wins and West switches to like an intermediate diamond, King or Jack. Well, if Declare ducks, then there isn't any ability for Declare to ditch a diamond, for example, and get a diamond ruff on the 3rd round of spades. If West ruffs with the 9. And if Declare wins the ace, then the defense is set up diamond communication to East, where East can pull some trumps, maybe. But okay, let's follow the line of play through. So spade to the queen, let's say it wins. Jack a diamond switch, small, and Declare, not Declare, South ducks. Trying to figure out what West should do. I mean, West could switch to their own singleton heart, go ace of hearts and a heart. West could continue a diamond. Let's see about what happens if West continues a diamond. We win the ace. Queen of clubs, king, ace, lead a spade. I mean, maybe it's not necessary to play a round of clubs, but I just figure leading towards the jack of spades would be best for north-south. So club to the ace, spade, East can win. East could now play a 3rd round of spades, giving their partner ruff with the 9 of hearts. And West could play back a diamond, maybe, into the triple void. So this is going to look like this. Spade, opening lead. Jack of diamonds. Ducked. Another diamond. Queen of clubs, covered. Spade. East wins, as West can discard, I guess, a diamond. Another spade. Ruffed. Declare can throw a club. And I guess West has 2 options now. I mean, they could play back a club, but this is going to allow Declare to win the jack and then start some sort of cross-ruffing thing. So maybe it's better for them to actually play a diamond here. And what should Declare do? Not Declare, North. North should probably ruff in their hand. Because now I was thinking if East discarded a club, South could also discard a club and declare could lead the jack of clubs. And if East tries to ruff, well, South might be able to overruff if they ruff with the 8 or queen. And if East ruffs with the ace of hearts, great. Then South hasn't needed to squander a heart. And it looks like South will be able to have a good time cross-ruffing from there. Like South could, for example, ditch the... I mean, it doesn't really matter, like the 8 of clubs even. And then a heart comes back. Great. Declare gets to win. They get to ruff a spade, ruff a club, ruff a spade, and then East gets trump queued. So did I say declare again? North-South. So North-South would end up taking 8 tricks on this defense, but I don't think this defense is necessary, I would say. East could, I suppose... I mean, West could actually just return a club here. And lead a club, and... I don't know. I mean, I imagine that East can score at least 2 more tricks, but that might be it. Like, if they start pitching spades, I mean, fine. Then they eventually get to overruff when Declare ruffs another spade in North's hand. But the 6 of clubs is going to get ruffed, and then South is just going to exit the jack of spades. East will ruff and have to give Declare an extra trick. So it kind of seems like 7 tricks for North-South on a lot of the lines of play that we've looked at. I mean, this has not been all-encompassing. Like, we haven't thought about what happens if West wins the queen of spades and goes ace of hearts and a heart. I guess maybe play the jack of diamonds first just to cash their diamond winner, but then ace of hearts and a heart. So how would that go? Spade lead. Heart to the ace. Another heart, trying to pull some trumps. Oh, I forgot about cashing the diamond trick. We'll let him do that in just a moment. Declare could lead the queen of clubs to the king and ace. Lead a spade. East is in. And then plays another heart. And I think we're coming to the same 7 tricks that we've seen before. Not declare. North gets 1 spade ruff here. And South can eventually pull the queen of hearts for a trump trick, but is going to have to lead away from the jack doubleton of spades in the end. So East-West get 3 more tricks. So it does seem that North-South end up taking 7 tricks in a heart contract on anything other than a heart lead. So even a spade lead would do it. I mean, even just cashing diamonds would do it. We've just mostly seen that eventually North will get a spade ruff, and that will be North-South's 7th trick. So, I mean, East-West have to be a little careful. We saw that one line of play where there was a trump coup available to make an 8th trick. So they do need to get trumps moving at some point. Kind of curious just to see a couple of these options. Like, East could overtake and oddly enough now needs to cash their 1 diamond winner. They have only 1 card in their hand that that they can play to hold declare, to not hold declare, so that they can get out for down 1. And if South goes up with the diamond ace, that gives the queen of diamonds an extra entry. And if South ducks, well, now just having cashed that diamond does put North-South in a more difficult spot. So East will still be able to score 4 more defensive tricks for their side. Neat. Okay. Well, that was the heart contract. Definitely a lot more interesting than the minor suit contracts that we had looked at. Let's see about spades. There is a 5-2 spade split for north-south. So how is this contract going to go? I mean, on the surface, north-south definitely have two clubs, the ace of diamonds. They're going to get the jack of spades. They can probably promote the eight of spades as well with the third round of clubs. So that would be 5 tricks without really breaking a sweat for north-south. Then there's this issue that west has no entries. So if south just leads a spade at trick 1, the entry to the long diamonds gets removed, and there's no way for Declare to utilize those, so Declare might lose quite a few hearts. It does look like we can end play south, though, right? North has none of the hard honors, none of the king, jack, or 10. So, for example, low spade lead, Declare wins, and then let's say leads a diamond to the queen. We'll assume south ducks. I don't know if that matters for the time being, but south ducks to cut off communication. Then Declare pulls one more round of trumps, stripping north's spade, and exits a diamond. So south is in. They don't want to lead hearts. They don't want to lead trumps. So they lead a club. Queen of clubs, king, ace. A heart comes through, around to the 10 and 9. Then another club to the jack. Another heart comes through to the 8 and jack. But now south really is end played. And so south is down to jack third of spades and king doubleton of hearts. They can exit a low spade, but Declare will win and go ace of hearts heart, throwing them in again, or they could go ace of spades spade, throwing them in again. Same idea. And south will have to give Declare the last 2 tricks. So how many tricks do east-west take in that scenario? They end up getting I'll say 5 spades, 1 heart, and 1 diamond. So that would be 7 tricks, if that's the way the defense goes. And I don't think it's necessarily helpful for north-south to play 3 rounds of clubs, because east was just losing a bunch of hearts anyway. So I'm going to say that I'm pretty confident in thinking that east can get 7 tricks here on any lead. And that does seem to line up. So just to take a look at that line of play that I was originally talking about, Declare wins the queen of spades, leads a diamond to the queen, and south could take the diamond ace, but it kind of doesn't matter. I said that they were going to duck. Declare cashes 1 high trump, stripping north of their spades, and now south is just going to get repeatedly end played on this hand. South takes the diamond ace. Maybe we should look at what happens if south wins the diamond ace and plays back a diamond immediately, because then north would have a trump to rough with. But south is in, so okay, we can switch to the queen of clubs, king ace. Heart comes through, Declare can duck. South wins, still don't want to lead spades or hearts. So a club comes through to the jack. Another heart, Declare once again ducks, and now south has to lead away from one of the major suits. They can kind of delay the inevitable by exiting a spade, but Declare can actually just throw them in with the king of hearts. Ace of hearts, queen of hearts, and south is then played to lead away from the spade jack. North-south takes 0 spade tricks on this defense and line of play. Yeah, the other thing I did kind of want to look at briefly, because I didn't spend too much time analyzing, is what happens if south wins the diamond ace here and just plays one back. Let me turn off double dummy while we stare at this position for just a second, because I was kind of thinking that maybe what we wanted to do was play a winning diamond. But with North roughing that trick, that feels like maybe it's not the best plan. So if we play a diamond winner and North roughs, if East ends up over roughing, South could win. Queen of clubs, king ace, heart. Okay. So this does seem to work. Even if Declare roughs this trick and South over roughs, Queen of clubs to the king and ace, the spot cards and clubs are actually going to make the difference. A heart switch happens, but Declare can actually win the ace here. And now Declare can pull all the rest of the trumps, discarding these useless diamonds. And just exit a club. And so even if North had kept extra clubs, it wouldn't be helpful because West clubs are good. So North would just have to lead a heart. Declare could cover, even though it's kind of irrelevant in this case. And South gets end played into giving the Queen of Hearts a trick. So that is at least one idea that seems to work if South goes ace of diamonds and a diamond. There might be others as well. But okay. No trump. And it does seem like we've gotten a pretty full experience from looking at this hand. So maybe we'll just leave it at this and move on to the next exercise. Well, I have to imagine that the only lead which makes any sense to think about is a spade. Otherwise, I mean, we could like lead a club, for example, and then switch to spades, but we need to kill the entry to the diamonds. Otherwise, Declare is going to run quite a few diamond tricks with that queen of spades as an entry. So after a spade lead, how many tricks is East going to get? They will have, 4 spade tricks that they can force out. 1 diamond, 1 heart. And in the meantime, North-South will be able to take 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 clubs, and I guess 2 hearts. So it sounds like 7 tricks is what's going to happen. Seems pretty likely. I don't know if there's any way for Declare to do better. I mean, we can end play South a bunch of times again, but I don't think that it helps. Like, kind of in a similar manner, we could play the hand the exact same way that we did in spades as we did in no trump. Queen of spades holds the first trick, diamond to the queen. Now South really does have to duck. Play back a diamond, South is in, and then, like, sure, South could get out a spade, I guess, but South can get thrown back in, for example. Like, Declare could lead a heart towards the 9 at that point, which would be possible, but, like, even if South goes queen of clubs to the ace, like, we've seen all of this before. South wins the 10 of hearts, doesn't want to play spades or hearts, so they play another round of clubs. North wins, plays another heart, and now South is once again end played, and this looks like exactly the same thing that happened in our spade contract, except now spades aren't trumps. So South gets unplayed once here, and then we'll get unplayed again, depending on what they exit. If they exit a heart, fine. Declare wins and then just forces out the spade jack. And if they exit a spade, then Declare wins and throws them in hearts to lead away from the jack of spades again. So looks like 1 is the number of tricks that Declare can take. Well, 7 is the number of tricks Declare can take on a spade lead, and everything else is worse. Yeah, a little bit interesting that a club lead also ends up costing, but I suppose it makes sense because then when North has to win and return a spade, Declare actually can set up an extra club trick because they'll have a diamond entry since South will have to duck the ace of diamonds. So interesting. Okay, do we want to do another hand? No, I think I'm good. I think we'll just move on. Next exercise. Let's see if we can get a game contract of some kind for either east, west, or north, south. Probably not going to be that interesting of a hand, this one. I mean, east, west probably bid to 4 hearts, and it looks like that contract's going to make. Let's see, maybe this hand would be interesting. Ten ups at 16. Maybe not. It's just going to go 1-no, 3-no, or 1-no puppet Stayman, 3-no. Let's keep going. This will be a good hand, right? Yeah, this will be a good hand. I mean, it's not necessarily a game contract, but learning a little bit about how all of these strong club systems operate opposite a very weak partner might make a lot of sense. So let's bring up the bidding thing. So this is going to be for east-west. All right, we'll look at 2/1 first. We'll assume West is the dealer. So West has 19, and we're going to be playing 20 to 21 2-nos, so we will open 1 club. Well, I am a huge believer in just always responding to partners' opening bid. I mean, especially when we're not vulnerable. And I try and make an effort to do so when I'm vulnerable, but a hand like this, maybe I wouldn't. Then again, I mean, maybe I would anyway, because I don't see any bad auctions subsequently. Like when we have long diamonds over a 1-no rebid or a 2-no rebid, we have ways to sign off in 2 or 3 diamonds just using XYZ or Wolf sign off. So I mean, I think I would be very tempted to just bid 1 diamond anyway in response to partner's opening bid, even if we were vulnerable. But it can definitely be a little bit scary. I mean, I suppose partners jump to 3-no over a diamond would be cause for concern. Then I would imagine 4 diamonds is natural and forcing. And so would be 4 clubs. Therefore, we don't really have a good way to get out at that point. We would just have to pass and see how many tricks partner has. I mean, partner could jump shift and game force. I guess that would also be bad for our hand, which maybe is more likely given that North would be passing over a club. So I don't know. I mean, I could probably go either way, vulnerable on this East hand, but definitely non-vulnerable. We want to be bidding a diamond. I mean, if you're playing some sort of preemptive response, like 2 diamonds or whatever, maybe that's a better choice on this hand. Then partner will know what we have. So partner's going to rebid 2-no. We're going to bid 3 clubs, relay to 3 diamonds, and we will pass. I guess I'm curious how this contract looks. Looks okay. I mean, on a heart lead, a spade loser goes away, or a club loser, whichever one, and then you don't even need the diamonds to behave. But even if the opponent's cash 2 spades and switch to clubs or something, well, I guess even if the opponent's lead a club and we're not comfortable taking the heart finesse, actually, we don't have an entry to East Hand. Yeah. So even if they like lead a club or something, setting up their side's third black suit trick, we could still just go ace and a diamond, and maybe the diamond split, maybe there's a stiff honor. So 3 diamonds seems okay, and 3 no trump appears pretty hopeless on these cards. Let's look at precision. So West will open 1 club. East will bid 1 diamond. 0 to 7, basically. Some sort of negative response. And West will rebid 1 no. 17 to 19. Precision style. I assume we want to transfer to diamonds here. Like, we have 18 to 20 high card points. Is it better to play 1 no trump, or is it better to play 3 diamonds? We have a bad 7 card suit. I think we want to play 3 diamonds as East. Like, could this be the wrong thing? What sort of hand would be bad to play in 3 diamonds? I mean, it looks very natural to me to transfer with the 7th diamond, but like, if we had a 6 card diamond suit, I think we just let partner play 1 no with that East hand. But the 7th diamond, I think, tips it for me. Like, let's even suppose partner has a bad singleton, like stiff king of diamonds. In a diamond contract, well, we have to give them some other high cards that add up to at least 17 highs, right? So we'll give them like king, queen of spades, and let's just say king, queen, king, queen, king, queen in the other suit. So we have 2 diamond losers. We have a club, a heart, and a spade. So we would be down 1 and 3 diamonds. But in 1 no, without our diamond suit taking tricks, I mean, maybe it could make, probably depends on the opening lead, might depend on partner's spot cards in the suits, might depend on if partner has one of those supporting jacks. Like if partner had king, queen, jack, 5th of clubs, then maybe 1 no trump makes and 3 diamonds doesn't on a 3-3 club split. Hard to say. But it sounds like even opposite a bad hand, maybe 3 diamonds is going to be preferable. So I do think we are going to transfer, and let's go through 3 clubs as a transfer to diamonds. All right, let's look at Polish club. So we open a club, East bids a -1 diamond, and I don't actually know the correct rebid on the West hand. 1 no is the weak no trump. So, I mean, I get the sense that the advanced Polish club systems might bid 1 spade on West's hand, which would be forcing, showing 4 or more. But if we aren't doing that, I mean, maybe the bid is 2 no trump to show the, what would it be, like 18 to 19 high card points? Didn't we establish that 1 no is strong? Oh, for Polish club? No. Oh, weak no trumps go through 1 heart and 1 spade. Yeah, see, this is why I really need like the notes. Hey, Eric. Okay. What is this? This is from 2005. Oh, this does not seem like the same notes that I had before. Let me bring it up though. Let me rearrange my screen for just a second so that, okay. And let's get rid of this for a moment. So what is this? This is someone Polish standard. Yep. But it's not really the right year. 2000. I thought I had one from 2010. So I don't know where that one went. But okay. Responses to one club. Oh, there's change in system. 2 no response game forcing with no 4-card or 5-card minor. 1 no response is like 9 to 11. Hands with 8 or less and no 4-card major respond to diamond. Sure. I mean, maybe it's interesting to read some of this stuff. Notes, don't have to open all 12s. What is this garbage? What do you mean don't have to open all 12s? Great system. Okay. I'm looking for the one club sequences. But maybe that just hasn't changed and I need to get the old system notes to find that. I'm starting to think this hasn't changed. How do you show the strong club variant? Perfect. I jumped perfectly to this. Hold on. Take advantage of the strengths of one club. Strong variant. The strong variant of one club distinguishes blah from a bunch of other bidding systems. The ability to exactly define the total high card points of the hands. This feature is accomplished by narrowing the strength. We can break the remaining 1-level suit openings into 2 ranges, weak 12 to 14, strong 15 to 17. Great. The ability to find game when one of the hands is strong and the other is very weak. Okay, yep. Weaknesses, vulnerability to preemption, leaving the enemy room, ambiguity of one club. Very good. Assume that partner has a balanced hand. Then if we choose an opening other one club and partner passes, can we be missing? Okay, so this is just a question about whether or not we open one club. Managing the weakness. A hand is most suited for a strong club opening when it would be difficult for enemy interference to prevent transmitting information about our hand. Very vague. Great. Thank you. So if we have spades and the opponents have clubs, not a problem. If we have hearts and the opponents have spades, there's going to be some preemption probably. If we have diamonds and the opponents have spades, fine. Don't open a strong club with 2 suitors and the minors. Interesting. I mean, normally the strong variants are 18 plus, so this is only a 17 count. But I guess there's some sort of flexibility in system upgrading. Like if they had both majors with this hand, they would probably upgrade to show strong club, maybe. 6 spades and okay, so a bunch of things. The straightforward method of revealing this club variant is jumping in a new suit. 1 club, 1 heart, 2 spades, or jumping to 2 no. 1 club, 1 heart, 2 no. Strong club with a balanced hand, but less than 3 hearts. Jumping in a new suit, however, is not necessary to distinguish the strong club hands. 1 club, 1 heart, 1 spade is forcing. It initially shows the 12 to 14 with 4 spades, but responder does not want to pass since opener's hand may include the other hand types. So, for example, opener has a strong balanced hand with 4 spades. Aha. I'm looking for specifically the 1 diamond. After a positive response to 1 club, yeah, so where's the 1 diamond? Google pops up some books when searching Polish club system notes. Yeah, I found those. I had my here, this is what I'm looking for. I had my system guy find me a link to like the notes from 2010 between whoever it was, Balicki and Smudzinski, who played it. And so I figured those were probably as good as anything. Like, I'm sure I could buy a book, but I'm not going to like buy a book on Polish club. What do I look like, a bridge player? So this is what I'm looking for. The 1 diamond response has 3 possible meanings. 0 to 8, if 7 to 8, no 4-card major. 9 to 11, no 4-card major, unbalanced. 12 to 15, no 4-card major. Wrong honor structure for declaring no trump. So I guess you could just bid 3 no over a club. Bid 1 diamond with all negative hands. Upper limit of negative is 6+. Okay. So club a diamond, a heart or a spade, and no trump. 1 no shows 5 to 8. If opener has the preparatory club, nothing has changed since he must pass. What does it mean, preparatory club? I guess that's like the weak no trump type hand. Okay. Opener may start the auction with just the same way with strong club. As soon as the negative hand doesn't jump, then slam doesn't make, and game's the only goal. So a club, a diamond, a heart, 1 no, 2 hearts, natural and forcing, but not game forcing. 3 hearts invite, 4 hearts would be stronger. 2 no in the sequence is forcing, 5 to, okay, whatever, that's complicated. Two no must also be forcing to 3 hearts in this sequence. So what is 2 hearts? Yeah, it's describing responders' bids. I mean, this was supposedly just an update to the notes from 5 years ago. So we're getting updates to the system, not necessarily real system notes or whatever. We propose the following agreement. This isn't really what I want to see, proposition of the following agreement. I'm mostly interested in just like what's the generic system so that we can learn kind of the ins and outs. I mean, this sort of stuff, where is it? Where is the thing? Like, this sort of stuff is super helpful. I mean, I think most of this is just pretty straightforward and obvious, but I would like to see these strengths and weaknesses through actual auctions. Like, okay, sure, the opponents could preempt, and that's a big weakness of the system. Like, I get that, but let's take a look at an actual auction and see when that happens to know like just how much trouble they feel like they're in. Because if it's like, okay, they can preempt, but then like they just gamble and bid 3 no on every hand or 4 of a major, like fine. I mean, there's not too much of an issue. But I mean, if responder is the one that's having trouble in these auctions, that would be helpful for me to know. Because then, like for most of the precision pairs, I mean, when they open a strong club, their partner knows they have a strong hand. And so responder then just immediately tells their partner what their values are. I would expect for the Polish club auctions, responder actually has just as much difficulty as opener a lot of the time. But I would like to see it, if possible. Wikipedia for Polish club is pretty detailed. I see. I do wonder, though, if that's going to be too generic or if that's or if that would be a reasonable system. I'll look it up. There's also Polish Club Band. It's an Australian duo. Okay. I'm taking a look. I can bring it up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like this sort of description, 5+ in the suit semi-forcing, doesn't give me a lot of info. See, I would have taken the jumps to the 2 level as game forcing, given that like 1 heart and 1 spade could just be like the strong hand, but not necessarily like game forcing. But maybe that's not the right agreement. I mean, if they're dividing the range into like the 1 heart and 1 spade bid are like 18 to 21, and 2 hearts through 3 diamonds are like 22 to 23 or something. So it's like not really game forcing because partner could have a 0 count and then jumps to the 3 low. I mean, like, I'm not really sure. I'm a huge believer in these like 2 suited hands. Also, I'm not really convinced that like this is functional because we don't seem to have a way to game force. So I think something's missing here. Like, if the game forces go into 1 heart and 1 spade, fine, I guess. But I don't see a way to game force with a single suitor. Oh, 2 diamonds artificial game force exclusive of 2 suitor. Okay, I see. 2 diamonds is artificial game force. Weird. They were selling books at the Europeans with one of them titled Modern Polish Club. You don't know how modern it was? Yeah, that could be a problem. I mean, like, I think most of these system notes are just like way out of date for everything, which is okay. Like, a lot of the basic stuff in the system doesn't change, and what really changes is like some new, like, nuanced conventions or agreements that come along the way. So, okay, where did we get to on this? We got to a club of diamond. Perfect. So we're going to say that West rebids 1 spade, showing 4+. I have no idea what East is supposed to do. Like, I mean, is East supposed to bid 2 diamonds? So one knows like 5 to 8. So I guess 2 diamonds is what East is supposed to do with this hand. Or maybe 2 clubs is like a relay to 2 diamonds type thing. Maybe it's some sort of XYZ thing. Maybe the auction goes something like this: 2 now, 3 diamonds. Yeah, I'm not as confident in the way that this auction has gone, but maybe it's something like that. Yeah, the thing you have to be aware of, that all of the bridge booksellers show up, but then they pack up on the very last day because they want to get a flight out that day rather than having to stay an extra night. Um, so there's generally never books on the very last day. It's possible that they could have been gone before the last day. I mean, it's costly for them to spend extra time there. All the Latvians miss them. Oops. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a business for them. Like I used to know a guy in the U.S. who would just travel around to all the regionals and sell books. Um, and I mean, he would tend to set up a stall for the entirety of a tournament, but I mean, just talking with him, I understood exactly how business oriented he was about it. Because he was just like, well, every single day that I show up to a tournament, it costs me this amount of money for like hotel and all of this sort of stuff. And like 80% of my sales are the first 2 days of a tournament. So, like I could just go to the first 2 days and then leave, but it is technically profitable because I've run the numbers for me to stick around for the entire week. So I do, even though like most of my money gets made on the first couple of days because it's like the same people that show up for the most part. And if they're going to buy something, they're probably going to buy it on first glance rather than like sit and wait around for the entire week and then just shrug and buy it on the last day. So they weren't there for the juniors. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, I'm not a big like reader of bridge books, so it's never been that interesting to me. I've definitely picked up like one or two uh, from some of these bridge stalls. I think I picked up one mostly because I had showed up to a tournament like an hour and a half early, and I decided to read a book rather than just like I didn't think I could check into the hotel, I'm pretty sure. So I was just like stuck there. And then, of course, I saw my buddy who was running a stall, and he was just like, sure, I'll give you like a 70% discount if you buy anything off the table. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. All right, let's take a look at a contract and try and do some math. And that'll be about it. You're fairly sure 18 to 19 rebids one no after one diamond. What comes after that, you don't know. That sounds incorrect, but yeah, again, I don't know. Because then you would have to bid a 3-card major over Club a Diamond. And I mean, to me, that sounds illegal to have that agreement. Like, I mean, it's okay to have that agreement, but like that sounds super illegal. Like in terms of like that's not really an acceptable thing that you can tell the opponents and expect to not get a bunch of director calls. But whatever. I mean, like it's fine if that's part of the system. I don't recall that being a part of the system when I was playing because I don't think anyone was like alerting me to these things when I played against Polish pairs, but I could have just missed it. Or maybe they just didn't alert. I mean, certainly Balicki, Zmanzinski were not alerting when you played against them. So, what do we have here? Is this hand interesting? Uh, doesn't look terribly interesting, but I think I'm okay with not terribly interesting. We can play 3-0 and just see how many tricks we take most of the time. I mean, in this case, South would lead a diamond. I kind of want a different lead. Let's say South leads a high heart. Sure. Sure. Let's do this. Okay. So we're going to be in 3-note east, south, heart, queen, lead, Rusino. Something like that. Okay. So do we have multiple different lines of play? I have no idea how I would play this. I mean, maybe it's right to just win the ace of hearts and then ace king of clubs, or we could try club finesse. Club finesse is definitely scary. Club finesse always gets us an extra entry to West's hand. Because even if we run the 8 of clubs and it loses to the queen, the 10 of clubs will be an entry. So then we could just like knock out the diamond king, for example. Or take a diamond finesse. Either way, protecting the 10 of hearts. I also don't think that the 10 of hearts on like the queen of hearts lead is going to avoid being a stopper because South can't have king, queen, jack, 9 of hearts. They would have led the king. So, I mean, North either has honor doubleton of hearts, jack doubleton specifically, or North is going to have 9 doubleton in hearts. Seems what is most likely to be true. So, I mean, like, we could duck a heart. We could win the opening heart lead. I'm not sure that matters too much. I don't like the idea of guessing, though, if the queen of hearts holds and South plays a low heart. Like, now if we go up with the ace and North turns up with 9 doubleton, that's not great. Not like South would do that, but I do hate the idea of those types of guesses. Yeah, I am kind of struggling to see what the right line of play is. I mean, it's match points again, as we always do here. So I mean, if we get 4 club tricks and a heart and 2 diamonds and 2 spades, that would be at least 9. And if that's happening, we are losing a club. We might be able to take a diamond finesse. So we might not lose a diamond. We have at least 1 heart to lose. But the hearts could block if we win the ace at trick 1. I mean, I would say it's certainly more likely that South has led the Queen of Hearts from King, Queen, Jack 4th rather than King, Queen, 9 4th. They might have led low from that holding. Not clear. Also, it may have depended on the auction, but we're just going to ignore the fact that East has 4 hearts, pretend they opened a no trump or something, or opened a club and rebid 2-no. Yeah, I don't know what the best plan is. So let's write down a couple. So line of play A is when I assume we always win the ace of hearts. So when heart ace, ace king clubs, set up clubs. Then we take a diamond hook, because we'll be able to force a club entry with the 10-8 fourth and west hand. Do something smart in end game. Okay, that's line of play A. Line of play B, I think, is just to win the heart ace and run the club. Do we hook the 8 of clubs? Hey, Pixie Nixie. What's going on? We're doing our training exercises. So coming up with the line of play, and then we're going to analyze percentages for whether or not it's going to work. How to estimate the probability of doing something smart in the end game? I am... We'll get there in a minute. I am... Yeah. We'll figure this out. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Because, I mean, like, there are show-up squeezes against South in the spade suit. Like, there might be... Yeah, I mean, there might be some sort of weird squeeze thing that goes on if the diamond finesse works. But yeah, I don't know. I'll get to that once we figure that out. So win the heart ace, hook the club. And then do all the same things. Like, why is hooking the club better? Is hooking the club better? Like, not being able to cash a high club seems really bad. I'm gonna say no. All right, it's just line of play A. This is the plan. We don't need to spend too much time on it. If I care for it, you might have a Polish club book. Like, can I see it online? Is it an online thing? Or is it just like you happen to own a Polish club book and you're going to give me a book recommendation? So what's the maximum number of tricks we can get? Let's say the diamond hook works. Let's say the heart suit's blocked. Let's say we get 5 club tricks. We have 5 clubs. A heart, 2 diamonds, and 2 spades is 10. So we cash the ace king of clubs. We use a club entry to get to West's hand. We take a diamond finesse. That wins. We don't really have the entries to then hook the spades. Polish Club 2020 from Jassim on Amazon. Gotcha. Yeah, I've seen the 2000 version. I mean, just about anything is fine, I guess. I don't need something super complicated. I'm just trying to get a sense of how the system functions on some of these hands. And I'm realizing that is a lot more complicated than I originally thought. I feel like 2/1 is not that difficult. 2/1 seems very simple, but maybe that's because I'm just very familiar with it. I think 11 tricks is hard on this hand. Five clubs, two diamonds, a heart, and two spades is definitely doable. But taking a spade finesse seems difficult without losing a trick for no reason. Polish club should be fine if you know how to play 2/1, but I'm struggling. I am very much struggling. Yeah. I think I'm just going to say 10 tricks is the max on this line. Like, there are definitely times where we get 11, like if the stiff queen of clubs falls and everything else works. But I think I'm just going to say 10 is the maximum. So when do we get 10 tricks? Clubs, 5 tricks, and what? Diamond hook on, or clubs, 5 tricks, and Jack Doubleton of Hearts North. We'll have to do a little bit of calculation on what the odds are of North having exactly Jack Doubleton, because we know South has King Queen 4th or 5th for the lead. Oh, I am getting hungry. That means that all of my analysis is about to go completely downhill. Is there any other way to get 10 tricks? Because this will work out since the diamond hook loses, but then South can only cash 1 heart. Wait a second. The 10 of hearts is always going to hold up as a stopper. So just whenever clubs are 5 tricks, we have 10 tricks, right? Because we take the diamond hook into South's hand. So even if South wins, the 10 of hearts is still a stopper. We still get 5 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, and a heart. Okay. Do we ever get 10 tricks if clubs are worth 4 tricks? Ace king of clubs, someone has the queen. We knock out the queen. Let's say North takes it. And North unblocks the Jack of Hearts. And then North plays a diamond, and the queen. I mean, if it loses, then South can cash out for the defense's 4th trick. And if the queen of diamonds wins, we have 4 clubs. We've got 2 diamonds, 1 heart, and 2 spades. And we could lead a spade to the Jack. Like, without cashing the king first. Because even if South pops queen, we could win the ace, unblock the king of spades, cross to the 4th club, cash the spade winner, cross back in diamonds to cash our club winner. And if South doesn't pop queen, then we take the spade hook, even if North wins. North is out of hearts, so they can't cash a heart. And they can't cut communication in clubs because they don't have another club. So they'll just play back another diamond. We win. We can cash 2 spades and cash all of our clubs. We still get 9 in that case. So that seems doable. So let's see. It is or clubs 3-1, no stiff queen, and diamond hook on, and so diamond king north and spade queen south. So that's another way to get 10 tricks. If clubs are 4-0, then they do kind of cut communication from us by just ducking the third round of clubs before they do all of this. Technically. But okay. I think this hand might be more interesting playing it at the table, because the opponents will be signaling, and then we might actually guess who has the spade queen. Something like that. But how do we get 9 tricks? So we would need clubs for 4 tricks. And what? South has the diamond king. Or north spade queen. Because we would get 2 diamonds, we'd get 4 clubs, we would only get 2 spades and 1 heart. And there's no real way to develop an extra trick. What about these times where north has 9 doubleton of hearts? We can set up a long heart. We would end up losing 2 hearts. They're going to get diamonds going too fast, aren't they? That's the point. That if north started with 9 doubleton of hearts, I mean, okay, look, north will probably get in with the queen of clubs and return a heart, but maybe they don't. And if they don't, and they instead switch to diamonds, we're going to give the defense the benefit of the doubt here that they always find the diamond switch. Then we have 2 heart stoppers to knock out, but they're faster. They knock out our 2 diamond stops first. I mean, otherwise, we would be able to get 2 hearts, 4 clubs, 2 diamonds, and 2 spades. Sometimes. Okay, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So 4 tricks, and south has the diamond king, or clubs are 4 tricks, and north has the spade queen. And north diamond king. Because this is the scenario where the diamond finesse works. Okay. Do we ever take 8 tricks? I don't think so. We said that south can't have king, queen, jack, 9 fourth of hearts. They would have led the power lead, the king. So there's no way for them to get a club, a diamond, and 3 heart tricks on defense. What if south started with 5 hearts? No, but then north would have stiff jack. No, north could have stiff 9. Well, if north has stiff 9, I guess it's the same. We still have a second heart stopper. Sure. I guess that's about it. Right. Let's do some math then. So clubs for 5 tricks. How likely is this? This is going to be our good old 2-2 clubs or a singleton queen. And I guess let me just look at this for a second. Or 4-0 clubs with north, right? We cash the ace of clubs, south shows out, we can cross to the spade ace. Maybe not. Maybe I want to revise this. Let's revise this. Clubs 2-2 or clubs 3-1 stiff queen or clubs 4-0 north and I think south holding the diamond king would work, or north has jack doubleton of hearts. I think that covers it. Because if south has the king of diamonds, what we can do is we can just lead the queen of diamonds out of our hand before crossing to the spade ace. And that'll set up a second diamond trick. And then we can use our one entry to the west hand, the ace of spades, to take a club finesse through north. So we would get 5 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, and the heart. And south would not be able to attack hearts profitably from their side because they'll be the one getting in with the diamond king. We just don't have entries to take both club and diamond finesses is the thing. When north turns up with 4 clubs. So that's kind of the main problem. And then similarly, if the north had jack doubleton of hearts, then fine, they can win the diamond king and cash the jack of hearts, but then they don't have another heart to play. So again, we would end up eventually losing a trick, or maybe there's some show up squeeze and we actually get 11, but we'll assume that we only get 10 in this line. Okay. Now, this will be easier to calculate. So 40% that clubs split 2-2, and then a quarter of the 50%, so 12.5% that there's a stiff queen, and then there's going to be 5% chance that clubs are 4-0 with north, times the chance that south has the diamond king, which I mean is like more than 50% at this point, once clubs are known to be 4-0. But I'm just going to call it 50. I think this is fine. And then clubs 4-0 with north, and north has jack doubleton of hearts. Okay, this is going to be the difficult one to work out. So what are all the possibilities for the heart suit? We're going to say 4-2 or 5-1 are the only possibilities. So south could have king, queen, jack, empty fifth. North has stiff 9. Or south could have king, queen, 9 small. Or south could have king, queen, small, small. Or south could have king, queen, jack, small. I think those are the possibilities. So let me write all of this out. Here, I'll put it up here. So north could have either the 9, north could have jack 9, north could have 9-6, north could have 9-5, 9-4, I guess. Is that it? No, north could have jack 6 or jack 4. So these are the possibilities for the heart suit. So we need to come up with the odds that North has Jack doubleton. So it's like kind of 3/5, but then there's a small chance that hearts split 5-1. Where are the odds of 5-1? So it's 48% and 12%, so it's like a quarter. So we'll say that this counts for approximately 1/4 of the chances of all of these. So it's like 2 1/4 versus 3. If we scale that up, it's 9 versus 12. So it's 12 out of 21 is 4/7. 4/7 chance that North has Jack doubleton of hearts. A lot more likely than I was thinking. Okay. Or clubs 3-1, no stiff queen, and North has the diamond king and South has the spade queen. So this one shouldn't be too bad. Clubs 3-1, no stiff queen. Could it be clubs 4-0 as well? Don't I also need North to have... Oh, no. We just lose 1 club and 2 hearts in these scenarios. That's right. Let me remind myself what I was doing here again. So we play 3 rounds of clubs, they win. And then they switch to a diamond. And the diamond hook wins. And then I said I was playing a spade to the jack. So they could take a club, they could take a spade, and they could take at most 2 hearts. Okay, yep, very good. So that seems fair. Okay, so what are the odds of this? Clubs 3-1, no stiff queen, so 37.5%. And then these 2 parlays that North has the diamond king and South has the spade queen. So that's going to be 26% of both honors there. What does this equal? I mean, this looks like a pretty good chance. So this is approximately 5% here. So we're up to 57.5. And then a quarter of this. We'll just call it 10. I rounded this down a little bit. It's between 9 and 10. It's like 9.5. So would I say 10 and 57.5? So 60, well, we'll just call it 67%. Oh no, I didn't mean to. Okay. Well, that's what we've got. 67% chance that we take 10 tricks. And then 9 tricks, I mean, we have technically said this is the rest, so 33%, but we can just run some math and make sure. So clubs 4 tricks, we said was 37.5. No. It's like, technically this is the chance for 5 club tricks. So it's 100 minus that. And this is 2.5, so this is 55. So this is 45% that we take 4 club tricks. And South has the diamond king. Or clubs 4 tricks, and North has the spade queen, and North has the diamond king. So that's going to be 24%. So 45 times 69 45%. Oh, 45% times 74%. I can't math. So it's like 3/4 of that, which is, yep, approximately 33. Thereabouts. So 2/3 of the time, just by picking up the club suit. Well, not just by picking up the club suit, but we end up taking 10 tricks on the steal. Does that make sense to me? I'm gonna stare at it for a second. I mean, if we get 5 club tricks, it makes a lot of sense. And I guess we're getting 5 club tricks 55% of the time, so we only have like an additional 20% chance or something for the remainder that that we make 10 tricks.